Hello everyone, welcome to Zylostar. With us, new weekly market update. We'll get new information, new market analysis with Mr. Amidian and Mr. Samer and Nick.
Markets are doing as stable as they can be. As expected, the interest rate has been cut by 25 basis points, the US president has been elected, and markets are looking pretty flourishing. Isn't that right, Mr. Amidian?
Definitely. S&P 500 and other indices reached the highest level, and let's get into it.
Hello, so let's take a look on Zylostar strategies. We'll start with the Euro USD going to NASDAQ. So let's check the Euro USD analysis. As we can see, the Euro USD has completed market cycle, and we can expect a retracement before failing again. So it can retrace to this support to resistance area to 1.0922, then we'll expect a failing again, or we can expect directly breaking the support from here going to the downside. And all of that, guys, because of the US election and the Trump. So what before we was expecting, it was the price here, we was expecting to break this resistance level from here and making it as a support to resistance area. That's what he make the market. Actually, he make it as a support, and now he retraced and he's trying to make it as a resistance area, failing down to our support area. So the next movement, it should retrace here, or it can fail till here. So let's go and check together the NASDAQ market. In the NASDAQ market, guys, we can see the market, it was making a resistance with uptrend. Okay, so what the market makes, he's trying to break the resistance, but he's failing so many times, as we can see here. But this break from here, okay, he make retracement exactly in our resistance and tapping in our trend line. So as we can see, this pump from here and with the very good movement, with a high movement. So our expectation to go to this trend line again, make a retracement to our trend line and go higher and make new highs, because he is already making new highs every time. And as we can see, he's taking all of the liquidity in this part from here.
All right, last week has been a very eventful week. US elections, federal interest rate cut, and let's analyze the upcoming one and see what opportunities lies ahead. So as we can see, the dollar index has spiked up right after the US elections. People are showing huge confidence in Donald Trump and what he can bring to the table for the US economy. Now, right now, technically, the price of the DXY is in the middle of an ascending channel. So possibilities for it are that the dollar index can retrace to this support of 104, and also it's the trend line, the lower trend line of this ascending channel. However, we're currently bullish on the DXY, so I would recommend looking for buy opportunities, not to sell it, even if it might retrace. Right? Because even right now, the market has already filled this fair value gap, so we do have enough reasons for it to continue going up from here, retest or testing the upper trend line of this ascending channel. So now going to Bitcoin. Also, Bitcoin is one of my favorites. So we can see that Bitcoin also spiked up after the US election, and that's also due to the fundamental reasons. Now, technically, right, it was at a solid support, was a very good opportunity to buy here, right? Especially after this symmetrical triangle, market breaking down, retesting, another good sell opportunity, so on, so on. And now we have this falling wedge pattern, or the descending channel on a lower time frame. So anyways, from here, the market now is at a solid resistance of the upper trend line of the ascending channel. And also it's creating for this ascending wedge, right, which is indicating a retracement. Now we have multiple possibilities for retracement. Of course, we're still bullish on Bitcoin. However, right now might not be the best time to buy. So we might want to wait for Scenario number one, a retracement for the support level of 73,500 and get a confirmation before entry. Or we could better wait for the price to fill this fair value gap here. Now, we also have other possibilities for the price to retest the support here, or might retest the lower trend line of this ascending channel, which are, to my opinion, very far away from happening, because it's $10,000 on Bitcoin is a big fall and we're very bullish on it. So that's what's anticipated. Keep waiting for a good opportunity and hop right into it. So now going to gold. Gold, for a first time in a while, giving us signals that the market is finally beginning to stabilize and people aren't just pushing towards buying gold anymore. This momentum of purchasing is still there looming, especially after that interest rate cut. However, it seems like people are more confident with a Donald Trump policies than it is with the interest rate cuts. So dollar right now, we have an equal, let's say, pressure on it to the possibilities of going to the upside and downside, right? However, technically, we have this head and shoulders pattern with a very good opportunity to sell here, especially after the retracement in this candle. And right now we have broken the support and the market filled the fair value gap, retested this resistance, and it keeps going down. So technically it is bearish, especially after breaking this trend line and retesting it perfectly. So this is about gold. It looks very bearish. However, we have to keep in mind, if you're looking to short gold, I would not recommend to short it for long term, especially because of the interest rate cuts expectations on the longer run, right? Keep an eye on it. There are plenty of other easier opportunities, I would say, in the market. Focus on those, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
Hello everyone, hope you are doing great. This is Amir Amidan. I'm a senior fundamental analyst at Zylostar. Once again, we are here to discuss regarding to the most vital aspect of the financial market, which is fundamental. Here, as usual, I want to start it, or better say, kick it with the economic indicators which we received last week. Last week was completely a political week. We had the presidential election of the United States, and Donald J. Trump won the election, and he is gonna be the 47th president of the United States. And at the same time, we had also congressional election, and the Republicans won the competition. At the same day, on 5th of November, we had also the RBA, or Reserve Bank of Australia, interest rate decision, and they decided to stop cutting rate because of the CPI, and especially core CPI, which Central Bank of Australia found it high. Later, on 7th of November, which was very crowded day, we had Bank of England meeting, or better to say MPC, monetary policy decision, and they decided to cut the interest rate by 0.25%. And from the chairman also, we had a speech which he mentioned that the interest rate cycle, and also especially inflation, is in the good pathway. And later at 11 p.m. we received the federal fund rate, or better to say, the result of 2 days of the FOMC meeting, and they decided to cut the interest rate by 1/4 point, or better to say 0.25%, into 4.75%. As you can see here we had the latest statement of the FOMC, or Federal Open Market Committee, and they mentioned, although we had some weakening in the labor market, unemployment rate is still historically low, and also we had some tips and insights regarding to inflation. Later we got the speech of the chairman of the Federal Reserve, who is Jerome Powell, and he mentioned the result of this election is not gonna change everything for his position. And regarding to the housing sector, he mentioned the new contracts for the rents is not appearing in the CPI, or better to say also PCE, and he cleared all doubts regarding to inflation and stagflation, which answered by him. And also we had the Michigan consumer sentiment, which published last week, and we got, as you can see here, long run business conditions surged to highest levels since 2020. By the way, from the inflation expectation side, we faced some downward revision for the inflation expectations. Regarding to the geopolitical side, we had some ceasefire, or better to say, we had some peaceful environment in the Middle East, and tensions started to decrease at the Middle East region. So I just want to start the upcoming week, and I want to change the theme which we were following in the last 2 months. I want to start this time with the corporate earnings in the United States. This week is gonna be a very important, crucial for the corporate earnings in the United States, because most of the companies who are directly connected to the retail sales are gonna publish their earnings, as Home Depot, Shopify, Cisco, Walt Disney, and other giant companies like Kava, Spotify are gonna release their earnings for the third quarter of 2024 in the upcoming week. Regarding to the economic indicators, on 11th of November, we are gonna have inflation expectations from the New Zealand dollar, and later on 12th of November, on Tuesday, we are gonna have climate count change for Great British Pound, or better say UK, at 11 a.m. to Dubai time. As I mentioned, our head office is located in UAE, Dubai. On 13th of November, we are gonna have wage price index quarterly for Australian dollar, and at 5:30 p.m. we are gonna receive the second most crucial economic indicators regarding to inflation, which is CPI for United States dollar. On 14th of November, on Thursday, we are gonna have the RBA, Reserve Bank of Australia, government speech, and also unemployment rate at 4:30 a.m. And at the same day, at 5:30, we are gonna have the PPI numbers and initial jobless claims, one of the most leading indicators for the employment sector in the United States. Do not forget, this week is gonna be the end of the blackout period for the Federal Reserve members, and we are gonna have different speeches by the FOMC members which can completely change the market sentiments. And eventually on Friday, we are gonna have the chairman of the Federal Reserve, who is Jerome Powell, speech at 12 a.m. to UAE time, and also Bank of England Bailey speech at 1 a.m. And later we are gonna have the GDP numbers for monthly biases for UK at 11 a.m. And finally we are gonna have the retail sales, which is one of the most important economic indicators which we can understand the strength of the consumers, or better to say the consumers' power for purchasing in the United States at 5:30 p.m. So do not forget, if you want to increase your success rate, or better say your win rate in the financial market, always mix the fundamental and technical together. The result would be amazing.
Hope guys you enjoy watching our market updates. See you next week.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment.